What is going on? Happy Father's Day, everybody. Happy NFT NYC if you're there. We got Mike in the back dancing. There he is. I'll bring him back in a second. But nice to see you guys here today. We got some things to talk about. We have the NBA Finals wrap up, of course, and I'm happy we have Mike for that. We have crypto and NFTs completely bleeding. There's a video that we definitely need to play here.
I'm never going to financially recover from this.
I'm pretty sure that's how we all are feeling right now. So yeah, let's just chill. Let's just talk about a few things. It sounds like Lloyd is telling us crypto is up, so maybe that was the bottom. Who knows? That'd be nice. But let's bring in Mike. We can start out talking about that NBA Finals where our beloved Celtics unfortunately couldn't get it done. And Mike, here's my take on this, Mike. Obviously incredibly disappointing. It was way more than any of us could have expected, though. When I thought about it last season, the Celtics were in the play-in game. The Warriors also were in the play-in game, and they lost in the play-in game to the Lakers, if I'm not mistaken. Correct. When LeBron hit that three, where he said he was blinded by the light or whatever was the
he saw three basketballs at the same time.
Yeah,
fucking LeBron, unbelievable. Yeah, to your point, it's really sad in the moment. Thanks, I Heart Bad. I thought you saw me in stream on Watch Playback. So oh wait, you've been kind of out of it. This probably is the first time you've seen me. Yeah, man. So I was pretty sad, obviously, after Game 6. And I'm more than happy to jump into the series. But as far as like broad 30,000 feet, you look at the team they were in December, and I fucking hated this team. Like a lot of the things that we saw in the finals are a lot of the reasons why they lost, because there are elements of the team they were in December. In terms of the turnovers, like not great offense, the bench not coming up big, those kind of things that you looked at in December and even into early January, where you're like, what the fuck are you guys doing? They were a 500 team, and it was very frustrating. And then, they made some defensive changes. They basically made Wiggins free safety, and everything turned around. They went like 37-16, basically the rest of the year. So,
you said they made Wiggins a free safety. I think.
Not Wiggins. Time Lord. Williams, not Wiggins. A free safety. Basically, they put him guarding like non-shooters so that he would come down anytime they were picking rolls. So yeah, man, it's interesting. I actually don't feel bad, all things considered. It sucks. I think the Warriors were not the better team, if I'm being honest. I still think like the Celtics were the more talented team. I think the Warriors took it. I think they punched them in the mouth and punked them in Game 6. I think that's real. And I think offensively there are some things to figure out with Tatum and Brown. But they're 24 and 25. Look, Eric Fernandez, I'm totally fair. Totally fair. I'm not hating. I've avoided all podcasts. I've tried to avoid Twitter. I've tried to avoid my text messages.
Yeah, I know. Poor guy living.
It's literally as the game is ending. I actually dropped off Watch Playback for the last minute 30, and all I'm hearing in my apartment in the marina is just people cheering over and over for hours on end. It was very frustrating, but I feel pretty positive for the future, given that Brown and Tatum were 25 and everyone is under contract for next year. So,
something that I was actually looking at out of curiosity was, so in the beginning of the season or the preseason, actually, I talked to Caleb they had a podcast called The Lowest Ask, which was, they only did a few episodes. But he asked me to do some predictions, and it's funny because I spoke a lot about this kind of stuff. I said the Celtics, they have these two young guys that are just exciting to watch, and Robert Williams is really coming to his own. I definitely overreacted about some of the summer league stuff. I'm like, Peyton Pritchard is just an absolute beast. because of like,
Rule number
because of
one of
summer
Summer
league.
League is don't react to Summer League,
I
generally
know,
speaking. Like, just
I
don't do
know.
it.
I know. And I thought that Harden, Kyrie, and Durant triple-headed snake was going to be just like impossible to beat. Little did we know
Mm-hmm.
that Kyrie was going to be like off the court with avoiding vaccines the whole year. But yeah, I really didn't expect much from them. And actually what I thought was that they were not going to do much this year. They weren't going to make any big free agency moves, and that they were going to have a lot of money to be able to play with in this current free agency period. I actually haven't even taken a look if that's actually the current case. Do they have a bunch of
No.
money? They
Well,
don't.
well. So if you look at like the roster construction, what they did, they traded Horford for Kemba and a first, so they didn't have a first last year, and then they basically extended Josh Richardson and signed Dennis Schroeder, which allowed them to trade for Tice and Derek White, along with a bunch of other smaller pieces that were expirings. Um, they're going to be a team that is over the tax next year. They just slid
All right.
under the tax, the $120 million luxury tax. They will be in the tax next year by about 12 million.
Okay.
As
So
far
no
as
big free
the
agency, no big free agency
well,
moves coming.
so this free agency class, if we're calling a spade, is not very good. And I do think there's, when you're speaking broadly about this offseason, it is going to be less about free agents because the teams that have cap money, teams don't want to go, or players won't want to go to. Teams like Orlando, I think Atlanta has money. There's some, I can quickly pull up teams that have teams that are under the luxury tax. Just pull this up
Atlanta
here
should
on
be
Spreadsheet.
somewhat attractive. I mean, who doesn't want to play with Trey Young?
Luxury tax NBA under. Let me just pull this up. So teams that are under the cap as of right now, I think there's 4 teams. I know that Orlando's under. Here, I'm just pulling it up in Spotrac. I apologize, but as I'm looking it up, basically, there's only 3 or 4 teams that have actual cap space. The majority of the deals that are going to be made are going to be made via trade. So, for example, with the Celtics, they have a $17 million TPE, along with I think a $7 million and a $12 million TPE, or it's like 5 and 10. Most TPEs don't get used. TPE is a traded player exception. They generally can't be broken up into multiple players. You basically just use them as like a one-time thing, basically. So what they could do is they could make a move under the TPE for someone who fits within $17 million. A good example is with Washington, you could go after like Kyle Kuzma or Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Those are guys who have salaries that fit directly into the TPE, and you don't have to actually trade anything for it. You can trade like a second-round pick or trade another player if you want to with the TPE to make it work. It's not super hard. But, typically, like, for example, the Celtics were able to create a TPE when they trade the $17 million one they have now is from Evan Fournier. Because basically they technically traded Fournier for a second round pick and a traded player exception. So, it's not unrealistic for the Celtics to get wing depth that way or a point guard or something like that. So while they may be over the cap technically, they will end up being able to acquire some talent using the TPE in theory. Ryan Bernardoni, aka Danger Card on Twitter, has a really long piece explaining TPEs and how the Celtics can use them, but it's also a good explainer broadly. I'll put it in the chat, but it does give you a really good understanding of the how and why TPEs work because they are super important for. There we go. They are super important for how the NBA works in the offseason if you're over the cap. Now there are other ways that you can get guys. Sign and trades are a common one, but if you're over the cap, it gets messy. There's like some CBA stuff that gets a little bit difficult to explain. The essence of it is it has to be within that 120%, and you can't be over the luxury tax apron. It just gets super messy. The bottom line is, from a Celtics perspective, they have moves to make. They're only going to have the mid-level exception and their TPE. So, if they want to make some moves that way, they can do that in terms of roster construction. Otherwise, they're going to stand pat with their 55th pick, and maybe you can get some veterans on some veteran minimum deals, more or less. But the
All right.
big thing will be the TPE. And just to be clear, the types of guys that you can get with the TPE would be something to the effect of, maybe, let's see, you go with some of the Toronto guys like OG Anunoby, Gary Trent Jr. If the Hawks blow it up a little bit, John Collins, Kevin Herter, Bogdan. If the Suns, they were likely to trade DeAndre Ayton, something like Jay Crowder or Torrey Craig are all possibilities. And those are all from the danger card column. Those are the kind of guys that you could see moved broadly.
Okay. Well, it remains to be seen. But anyhow, it was a very, very disappointing last few games. But we move along. Tatum could have been injured potentially, but it just seemed like their offense stagnated. They were like dribbling into the Warriors looked incredible on defense. I wasn't really anticipating that. They were playing very well, making a ton of turnovers. Like Celtics had a ton of turnovers, but that was also because the Warriors were trapping and they were really
Yes and no. Like let's call a spade here, Tandy. Like
okay.
it wasn't just that the Warriors were getting turnovers. They were getting a lot of easy live ball turnovers, like frustratingly bad live ball turnovers, stuff that high schoolers don't do. Like dribbling into traffic and literally just giving the ball away. They had at least
No,
one
that
or
that
two of those
happened.
again.
That happened a bunch of times. That was very frustrating.
And like it's not it's the kind of turnovers that you get. I said this on watch playback, but it's like it is less about taking the ball and throwing it away. I'm fine with those turnovers. That's like you get into that's just poor decision making. But that's very different than jumping into traffic and throwing it literally into the other team's hands.
Yeah.
Less even about anticipation. Like Draymond had a couple great anticipation plays in Game 6, but I thought in Game 5 and Game 4, some of the turnovers were just sloppy. And you can't have live ball turnovers against the Warriors. It's the one thing you can't do.
Absolutely.
Because they will kill you in transition
And they did.
off those turnovers. And look, I don't even think Clay played a great series outside of Game 5. I don't think Steph basically. Yeah, I think, in my personal opinion, Steph literally reached in and grabbed their heart in Game 4. They win Game 4, the Celtics do. That series is over. And Steph put it on an all-time epic performance. And, hit everything and made it a 2-2 series. They went back to Golden State and, somewhat laid an egg in the fourth. I thought the officiating kind of fucked them in the fourth. That's a separate conversation. Shout out Tony Brothers. Really appreciate your help there, bro. And then Game 6, I thought the Warriors punked them. So it's frustrating, but it's interesting. Tandy, of most of the players in the modern era, how many won the finals on their first go round? Or made it, won their first title before the age of 25 is a better way to frame it.
Won their first title before the age of 25. I have no idea. Very few.
So there's very few guys. The basic exceptions in the modern era are Tim Duncan and Kobe. Duncan at 23, Kobe at 24.
Did the Bucks make it before they lost it versus the Suns?
They didn't, but Giannis, I think, was 27 when he won his first title.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm going to pull that up. So he's 27 now. So he's 26 when he won his first title. Magic's a good example too. But other than that, those are the main guys. Outside of that, if you look at the age where most guys end up winning a title, you usually win around 26, 27. Steph was 27. LeBron was 27. Isaiah Thomas was 28. Shaq was 28. Jordan was 28. KD was 28. Akeem and Dirk were both in their late prime, 31. Like, the idea, yes, it is disappointing for Tatum and Brown to lose.
Yep.
But I think if you go broad, LeBron had to lose in the finals at first at 22, right? And then he comes back and loses at 26. He doesn't win until his third chance in the finals in his second go round with the Heat. So I think it's important to have perspective with the Tatum stuff. Yes, he stunk. He was objectively not good. But he also played as many minutes in the playoffs as Kyrie Irving played all year. Like, that should give you an idea of how many minutes he actually played. And Kyrie played 31 games.
Right.
Um,
And it's also worth
so,
mentioning, I think a key element too is that the Celtics were like beat down by the time they had played a
yep.
lot of minutes. And when you consider how many minutes they played and what kind of like gauntlet matches they went through to get there compared to the Warriors, who basically kind of
Yeah.
had a cakewalk. I mean, like
Oh,
what was
yes.
that? What was that series
I
before?
love it. I love that Warrior fans are like, "Oh, we didn't have a cakewalk. You guys had a cakewalk. Get the fuck out of here with
The
that
Celtics had a
bullshit."
cakewalk. Come on now,
I've heard they've said, "Oh, well, you guys play the Bucks without Chris Middleton,
doesn't
and like
matter.
the Heat without Tyler Hero." We're talking about the number 4 defense in the Heat that was still very very good, um, and then a Bucks team that has the best player in the world. Giannis is the best player in the world. Period.
And
Point
the
blank.
and the refs like let him literally tackle people, like just the same
I
way
don't
they.
even mind the ref stuff on that because you can't officiate Giannis. Giannis
No,
is
you
who he
can't.
is.
He's too
And
big, too fast.
he is the most dominant player since Shaq. Like
Yeah.
he is so unbelievably hard to guard. He is so unbelievably hard to officiate. Chef Prez, Kyrie has a ring though. That wasn't the fucking point, you dumbass. That is not the point that I was making. Like,
Easy.
come on, man. Like the I what I'm saying about them playing the same amount of minutes is the difference with for Tatum is that he played the same amount of games in terms of actual minutes. That's the difference. Um, and the Warriors, they played a Denver team without their 2 best players, beat them in 5 games. They played Memphis without Ja for half of it. And I know Warrior fans like, well, technically they were like a little bit better defensively without Ja. And no, just no.
You're
That's not the
missing
way the
like one
shit
of the
works.
best players in the NBA.
You're missing a top 5 player in the league.
Yeah.
I know Ja was second team All NBA, but still a top 5 guy in the league, in my opinion. And then you in the conference finals, you get lucky because Luca and company beat a Suns team that shit the bed in Game 7. No idea what happened there. Allegedly, Chris Paul got COVID. That is the thing that came out a week later. Is that one
Yeah,
of the assistant?
we need a 30 for 30 on that last game by the Suns. We need to figure out
Well,
what the hell.
apparently, so this is a weird aside, but this is funny to me. The Suns basically leaked that one of their assistants, and they name him on the record that he got sick, and that one unidentified player got sick as well, which is a violation of the their COVID rules
Yeah.
that this player played, but they won't name the player, but it's very clearly Chris Paul, like that by all indications. So it's
Mhm.
like I get it, but also really that's the way you're playing your terrible collapse where you lost by like 60 at half. Come on,
Yeah, no,
embarrassing.
that was sad.
And the Suns are an embarrassing organization. Let's call it like the idea that they're not going to re-sign Aiden is wild to me. Wild.
It's also wild to me that they had 18 straight wins in the regular season. 18 straight wins. That to me is wild. That's why I thought these guys are destined. Like what kind of team wins 18 straight games? Like they are going to the finals, like no doubt about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very
Just
frustrating.
yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see how they respond to that next season. Um, Anyway, we'll moving right along. Let's talk a little Top Shot. There was a
Let's go,
question
baby.
up here. There was a question up here that was asking about the finals pack. So that's the $999 legendary pack. I assume that Chef Prez is talking about
But
that.
what do you get if you buy the pack?
You get $200 back. So the idea is that the $200 could potentially go back into the marketplace, which I don't hate. I actually kind of like that idea, is that people get a credit to now spend it back into the marketplace. What do you think? Would you rather it was just cheaper, or do you like that people are getting a credit to use?
I get the. All right. hold on.
All right,
Give
all
me
right.
give me a
He's
second.
warming up.
I'm gonna rant a little bit.
All right, let's give
I
him a little
I've
video.
thought I've thought about this.
All right, here we go.
King in the castle, king in the castle.
All right. So guys, let's
Here we
talk
go.
this final pack. I don't understand what NBA Top Shot is doing. And here's what I mean. It's you're gonna give us $200 rebate to buy the pack, which I totally understand. I get it. You want to make it harder for people to flip the pack once they get it. At the same time, we're in a interesting market right now where all of crypto and NFTs have fallen, and you know for a fact that it's pretty difficult for people to spend $1,000 on something when it's the same price as a one Ethereum.
Mm,
Like it
good
ain't the
point.
same market it was 6 months ago, guys. Like it's just not. And in addition to that, you're only giving us one rare. Like you're only giving us the bare minimum, which is basically likely a $50 to $80 rare. At
Hmm.
least put the pack, give the pack 2 or 3. Last year's legendaries had 3 MGLEs. I know because I got one in the general queue. I got a shitty finals moment. I got a pack Mountain that I flipped, but I ended up getting some pretty good MGLEs that I ended up selling for a profit, and I made money on the pack. But like the idea that you're going to litter this pack with a couple fucking like 560Ks and one rare and a legendary and give me a $200 rebate as if that's some kind of like great comeuppance for spending my $1,000. You're not rewarding me for my loyalty. You're only encouraging me to buy the pack. You're only encouraging me to flip. That's really all it is. And as a matter of fact, you know what I did instead? I went and bought a Tatum Top Shot debut instead, which, by the way, I bought basically just for and people are going to kill me for this. I bought it purely for like, look, I want to feel good about Celtics Game 6. I'm going to see if I can change the vibes a little bit, do my thing. It's dropped about $100 in price since I bought it.
Yeah,
It is,
yeah.
it is what it is. And by the way, I bought that knowing full well that if the Celtics lost, I was probably going to look like an idiot. So I fully understood what I was doing. So like, let's just call a spade a spade. But the Tatum Top Shot debut was a grail for me. It's something that I've always wanted. So I bought that instead of buying the legendary because even if they won the finals, having the Top Shot debut meant more to me ultimately, right? There's only 4,000 of those.
Eric Fernandez just loving this. The shot and fraud, is that the term? Is so thick right now for Eric Fernandez.
I know, right? It's fine. Totally okay. But that's how I feel about it.
It's okay. What does this
I
mean?
don't.
Not falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
You've never heard that phrase?
No. What does it mean?
Oh, it's like a comedy bit basically. In essence, I think that you'd like be choking on your own carbon monoxide poisoning more or less because of bananas in the tailpipe. You die.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think it's frustrating. Tanny, am I wrong here? Am I wrong about like them not really feeling the market? I understand they need to make money, and I understand that like they've been mentioned on trade tickets for hollows and MGLEs, and we can talk about that in a second about the way that they're doing that. But it is pretty fucking frustrating that like I don't think they're reading the market well on these packs. I understand that you don't want to have people undercut. At the same time, they've done anniversary pricing before to go back to where hollow packs were. You know, they did that last year, like midsummer, right? Where they sold some like legendary packs for like $200.
Yeah, and the
I'm not
MGLs
saying
as well were cheap.
I'm not saying you need to do something like that. I'm just saying they need to recognize where the market is right now, and that may kill the finals pack a little bit in terms of overall like where there's land pricing wise. I just think they're between a rock and a hard place. I do think they should put more rares in, whether it's MGLEs, whether it's and then there are 4. We know that they have more MGLEs. Like at least increase the full EV of the pack, I guess would be the point.
I agree.
I'm not saying it needs to be a winner or that every pack needs to be a winner, but like you got to give people a reason to buy, and the $200 rebate isn't really helping.
But I like the idea of like less packs, more winners, because then we don't have these like razor thin EV situations, and then people are going to get burned, and then it just continues the flywheel or whatever you want to call it of like negative sentiment. I don't think it's a bad thing to be rewarding all the people that continue to trust and believe in this platform. Like I don't see the
Agreed.
problem. I don't see the
And
problem
and
with
if
that.
if you have the TSS score to get in, I don't think that's a bad like. Let me make sure I'm understanding your point. Are you agreeing that there should be more rares?
Either there should be more rares or there should just be less packs perhaps at a lower
I
price.
like the mid
Something.
count number. I like 75. I like
Okay, so
that.
Alexo's here. He's saying the supply is about half as last year, so half the revenue.
Sure, but at $1,000, you're still that's a hefty penny for where the market is right now.
Yeah,
Like I
I'd have
think
to agree there.
it's a pretty large ask. I think of kind of where NFT and NBA Top Shot Twitter is to really be making that ask of your customer base.
Yep.
Now, look, they may say ultimately this is a bump in the road, and this is kind of where we are. This is where we've determined our pricing is from a marketing perspective, and we know that we feel based on the marketing, like what we're going to be doing with marketing. Like I don't know if you saw they're putting some marketing out for the WNBA today
Did
at the
see that.
Liberty game. I think that's interesting that they're starting to do some actual in arena activations. I think that's fucking cool. But they may. I talked about this on Team Hold on Thursday, I guess Friday. I don't know. Friday.
Mhm.
I think they were in a weird place because I'm not super confident in them. I think they're like kind of walking on eggshells, and I just don't see the level of confidence. There it is that I would like to see, and maybe they are taking a step back and they're just being like, "Hey guys, we understand where the market is. We understand what's going on. We have a lot of really cool things upcoming, but we're trying to take real and serious steps that are like confident, steps in the sand that we're taking, and we want you guys to understand exactly what we're doing." Um, but it's tough because you're not necessarily saying that, and sometimes that can tank community sentiment if you tell people, "Hey, we're backing up a little bit."
We are the community.
So yeah, I don't know. Tandy, like, does that feel right to you? Like that they're in like this weird limbo of um almost like a market crisis, given where prices are, but like not knowing exactly where they are or what they're doing long term is a little frustrating, even though we all have like core belief in the product.
Yeah, I would agree that it's kind of because of where the market's at. A lot of people feel a little shaky right now. I don't think they feel very shaky though. I mean, it's like I always said in the past, like if your product keeps selling out, okay, you might have your bubble of whatever, however many people on Twitter or Discord or whatever, but that's still a small bubble in the grander scheme. So
Right.
if your product just continually sells out and then just a handful of people on streams like this, are making points that counter the way you're feeling, like if it's my product and it keeps selling out, like I think at least they are listening. I do wish there was a little more back and forth, let's say. And we could, like, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole either, because I think we saw on that Twitter Spaces there was like a little bit too much back and forth where everyone who got to say something was like given the chance to, and it seemed like they were truly listening. But even though I don't think that they were actually going to put anything into practice, even though it almost seemed that way on the Twitter Spaces. But I just think we need better a lot more and more better communication. I always feel like that's always the issue here. And
Do you Okay, so when we talk about better comms,
yeah,
Summer League is a great example. I booked my
right.
hotel today, staying at Park MGM. Got a great rate, by the way. They're doing their semi-annual sale this weekend. I think it ended a couple hours ago, but got a crazy good rate. But like they still haven't announced shit, and
Right,
we're
and I do
a
believe that.
month away.
Yeah, I do believe it's coming this week,
I've
according
heard
to
that.
some murmurings.
It wouldn't be.
But yeah,
It's not just some murmurings. Zakarian and I talked about this on Friday. They've put it in the creators Discord. We
right.
know it's a thing, and we know that there are comms coming. I've known privately about some stuff for a minute, and like it's like the venue. The only reason we're in the second weekend is venue stuff, basically, more or
Oh, because
less.
the venue was booked the previous week.
That's my guess. Because of like it's the only thing that makes sense. Why are you having it on the second weekend?
Right.
Like the first weekend is far and away the better weekend to go. It's when all the NBA players are really there. It's
But don't
when
you
all
think
the
there's so
best.
many venues? Like, are you trying to tell me that every venue is booked? That doesn't make sense to me.
I'm saying that the venue that they probably wanted in terms of size and space was probably booked that first weekend.
They should just
That's
done it in
my.
like Reno. Do it in Reno. Have the party in Reno.
I mean, that'd be an easier drive for me. I'll tell you that much. Just take the 4-hour ride up to Tahoe Reno area. That'd be great. I don't know about Summer League moments, Smush.
So Shapoopy's going to be there too.
Yeah, 177 tonight was what I ended up getting as well.
It sounds like he got 177. No, it
All
can't be
in.
all in. So, because he had casino points.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense. That's just someone who's a fucking degenerate gambler. Good for you, Shapoopy.
So Smush is saying no summer league moments. I haven't heard anything
I
about
haven't heard
summer league
that.
moments, positive or
I
negative.
have not heard anything specifically
Yeah.
about those moments in the least. I'm sure they're gonna talk about it. It'd be interesting if they did or didn't. We'll see. But I guess my frustration around the comms of that stuff is like, why are you waiting until now?
Obviously, because
Like,
they didn't have the information. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't think that these guys are doing this because they just don't like it's their ass about face or something. I think it's happening. It's happening because they probably the planning just happens late. Like it happened on some of those VIP events. Remember, like I remember there was a story about someone who won a VIP event, and if they didn't reply within like 8 hours, that they were going to miss it because there was such a small window of time, and that was like
well,
when people were
they I believe
tweeting
with that
too.
specific person, they had like something else to do, or like something like they had a family event to go to, and they asked if they could hand it off to someone else, and they just didn't. Top Shot was like, no, you can't have another family member go.
Right. Well, I mean, another topic. But my point
Yeah,
is that like some of the planning, obviously, it happens really late for whatever reason. Either
yep.
that they're working on a lot of other things, and I don't know. We don't know. And I do kind of wish even this kind of a thing was communicated to us, because then there wouldn't be like we don't need all this rampant speculation like
Well,
that.
like it's so okay. I can provide some background, I guess, in that activations, like big activations like this, take months to plan. Right.
Okay.
This is a big activation for them.
Why
They
not
have to
just hire
coordinate.
Pack Trip? Let Pack Trip will do it himself.
Yeah, shut up, Backtrip, homie. Backtrip came on to watch playback for a little bit on Thursday. It was fun. Yeah, look, these take a long time to book. You have to book out the for what they're doing, for whatever they're doing for the event, the Top Shot convention, whatever they're going to call it. That takes time, effort, energy. You got to put the money down. You got to go through that whole process. It has to go through legal. I get all of those things. Maybe you have to like book players. I'm sure they'll have like one or two NBA players there. That's my gut. So that's a rumor on my part. I'm putting pure speculation into the air, but that's my gut. Given the amount of NBA players that will be in Vegas, but I understand these things take time, but I think they really should have made a much bigger effort to put this into the air 2 months ago instead of doing it a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Because basically they gave people 6 weeks to book Vegas tickets. And I think that's pretty unacceptable. If this is going to be your biggest event of the year, which it should be, make it that way. Make it a priority. Companies have priorities. I understand, like giving people tickets to every game was a big priority for them.
Exactly. That was the big priority.
And I understand that. And look, I think it's really fucking dope that they did that. And I think, Bleezy, for example, went to game 4 of the finals. And
By the way, real quick, how did Bleezy win in the semis, or sorry, the semis and the finals? Wasn't there fine print that you could only go once, or is that they only put that in on like later?
So it was only like up until the finals. Basically, you could only win once. For the finals, basically anyone could win. But the way that he won was kind of funny.
I remember this story.
Yeah, he got the association NFT, flipped it, and then
flipped it, then
Jaylen
won
Brown
the
Hollow.
tickets.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, it was basically up until the finals. But the point about mentioning Bleezy in the finals is Janie and Carrie met him at his seats.
Okay.
Like in the middle of the game, they walked up and they thanked him for coming to the game.
Okay.
And if they're doing that for him at the game, I'm sure they're doing that for all of the other people who are going to these games. So there is a nice touch to that. I think that's super dope.
Okay.
But at the same time, I think when it comes to something as big and as serious as Summer League is for them, I think it should have been a bigger priority in terms of like how they wanted to market this thing and how they wanted to communicate it. So like, I understand why there's an in the moment thing about playoffs and finals and all of that. I get it. It makes sense. But we can walk and chew gum at the same time, right, guys? Like, there should be an element of your $7.5 billion company. There should be a whole team working on the Summer League event. And
I agree.
making sure that we get the comms out to social so that they can put that stuff out. So, and by the way, the other thing with tickets is like, I know that they did the ticket stuff. I'm a little surprised they didn't do more social work with it.
Yeah,
like,
I think we've seen what they've done. We've seen what they've done in the past. I think they've released something today on their socials where they do like wrap up montage videos. And I agree with you. There should be more then and there type of content and not like wrap ups after the fact. I totally agree there.
Yeah.
We do have a giveaway that was kindly given to me by Collins. It's my least favorite player of the moment, which is we have a Draymond Green moment. It's a Draymond Green dunk, a 60K Draymond Green dunk. So if you'd like to win that, should we do a duck race or should we just do a randomizer?
I like the duck race. I'm always down for
all right. Okay. So that takes a little more time. I know
it does. And while we're doing it, I'm just going to shout this little bit of merch I just got. Just got my first mint tee and very excited about that. Shout out to the First Mint guys. I know they're celebrating NFT NYC this week. Very disappointed not to be there.
Yeah, NFT NYC. That must be. I can't tell if that would be fun or sad or some mixture of the two.
I mean, to be fair, wearing this is probably appropriate because they should be in all black.
Exactly. I mean, so yeah. so let's do a quack in the chat, and that should start collecting names. So if you'd like to get into this duck race to win the most annoying player in the NBA, Draymond Green, then quack in the chat. So Corey's saying there's some.
My name in.
Okay, it's Corey saying there's some cringe videos of the First Mint on Twitter.
I've seen those. Yeah, I mean they're not great.
I haven't. Maybe.
Although apparently Janie is going to be doing an interview with the First Mint this week.
Oh, I'm actually looking forward to that because LG is fantastic. He's like one of the last remaining decent podcasts, so I'm looking forward to that.
Are we throwing podcast shade? Is that what we're doing now, Tandy? We're just throwing. You're just throwing all the other like NFT podcasts under the bus. I see how it is, bro.
No, I mean there's not that many NBA Top Shot podcasts. Like that's why hashtag bring back the priority queue. Like we don't have very many Top Shot podcasts. I can't even think of. I mean, how many are there? I don't know.
Actual podcasts? I mean, not streamers, like what we do.
Yeah, like
we could turn what we do into a podcast. You could do that audio only if you wanted to.
yeah, I
Like that's
mean, I do that. I do turn these. Sometimes I forget, but I try to turn these into podcasts as well because some people do like to listen to it on audio. So it looks like Chef Prez also sent a 60K. So I guess we're gonna do a couple duck races. Here you go, Chef Prez is for you. So Alexo's saying that all the podcasts got acquired. I haven't seen that happen to me.
yeah, we haven't gotten acquired yet, or like we haven't gotten hired by Top Shot yet. Like what's going on?
Yeah, no, come on.
Where's our bag?
Throw some
Jeez.
bones. Where's all these bones?
Give us the money, baby. You know, we put out
Uh,
Top Shot content. Oh, by the way, so Karen and I
Yeah.
talked about this on Thursday, and I do think it's funny.
Hmm.
I think it's weird that they haven't reached out to content creators like basically at all over the last like 5 weeks. I think it's fundamentally kind of weird that they didn't reach out for like they didn't reach out to anyone for, and like I know they have the podcast, and our main core criticism of Top Shot has been their comms and like coordinating everything normally. But I do think it's kind of funny that they're not reaching out to like, not even necessarily for reassurance, but just like saying like, hey guys, you guys are appreciated. We understand you guys are putting out amazing content. You know, it's not just like, hey, can you guys give out packs to your communities for giveaways? Like,
But what do you want them to do though? Just like kind of send you
well,
a nice message?
no, I mean, look, if they want to jump into places for interviews, if they want to do some kind of promo stuff, they can do all that stuff. But they pretty specifically have gone the way that I think in some ways they should. But I just think like, you know, we've been creating content for a year now, more or less. Hey, look, and Corey, that's fair. That's super fair. Because you know we're all out here for content ultimately, right? But you know, there is an element of like we've been creating content for free for a year, basically promoting your product. I do wish there was like more of an element of like to try to be collaborative on some kind of projects, however they want to do it. Whatever they want to do to be more collaborative with your content creators, you can go do that. It doesn't necessarily just have to be interviews. It doesn't necessarily have to be giveaways. There are other means and ways that you can collaborate with your content creators to create cool projects. There are a lot of amazing video editors out here who do great stuff. It's frustrating. Eric Fernandez, Jesus Christ.
Got some fire in the chat. It's like
the chat is so cynical.
Fire in the chat tonight. All right. Well, we got a duck race. That's one thing we got. Might not be dapper employees giving us kind compliments, but we do have a duck race, and that counts for something.
I hope I win this duck race.
This was kind of a hilarious comment. Rage watches. I wonder who else rage watches streams. I'd love to know.
I mean, have you gotten an angry DM? Have you ever gotten one of those?
Someone like mad at me personally?
Yeah.
I don't think so, actually. I'm sure you have, without a doubt.
Yeah, I've gotten like not entirely just dapper employees, but I've definitely you know, I'm the kind of person, and you know this, Sandy, like I don't hold back my opinions, for better or worse. And people get mad about those opinions, apparently.
Yeah.
It's very weird to me that people get mad about my opinions.
Yeah.
Well, that's because he's your father, sir.
I know.
He should be yelling.
It's the father and the son. Like you got to say, Dad, I don't like being yelled at. Please.
He gets mad at you for sneaking out at night. Hey, at least you're not, you know, turning full heel like Library did yesterday.
Oh God. I know.
You want to talk about a bad day on Twitter? Like, look, we've all been through the laundry cycle that is like sometimes getting hammered on Twitter. Been there, done that.
Okay, getting hammered. You mean like getting drunk on Twitter, or you mean
no? I mean like by hammered, I mean like getting crushed by people.
Oh, getting crushed on Twitter. Okay,
yeah.
Got it.
No, I do think they're like. What were your thoughts on his comments? His
I
tweets?
thought,
I'm gonna grab
what
water
the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
I thought, who the hell is celebrating something this shitty that's happening right now. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before.
I mean,
So
I know we're about to duck race, and I just got us on a pretty like. And if let's do the duck race, then we'll talk about
all right.
this, and
Let's see
it'll
the
go
duck
into the
race.
NC stuff.
Yeah. All right. So here we go, everybody. This is for everyone's most annoying NBA star. And by the way, Jacob's favorite NBA player, which I cannot quite get my head around. But this is for the Draymond Green. And on your mark, get set. Let's go. We
Shinpoopy
got
out early.
Shapoopy with his discounted hotel rate in the front there. Eric Fernandez with the fire commentary below. And Corey H is naked, which is always a good
Okay,
indicator.
that's a good sign.
Yeah.
That's a good
Alexo
sign.
with a very cool outfit and the number one cereal, of course, totally rigged as usual. Alexo
Well,
completely rigged.
I mean to be fair to Alexo, he's usually not the one getting the number ones. It's usually Pranksy, but you know it is what it is.
No, there was a time when early on Alexo got a lot of number one cereals on like rewards.
Oh
But
yeah, that's right.
Alexo's holding steady right now. If there's one thing Alexo needs, it's another Draymond Green moment.
Collins BK is going to catch up.
Oh, yeah, if Collins wins, he was the one who gave the moment, so that'll be interesting.
Or Go Grizz. Go Grizz might win.
Yeah, it looks like Go Grizz wants it, and Go Grizz has won this before, by the way. This is going to be a
I'm gonna finish
multiple
second.
winner.
I'm going to finish
Yeah.
second.
So Go Grizz is our winner.
finish third.
Collins actually number 2. That's tricky right there. And Weisberg, there you are, number 3. So Go Grizz, congratulations.
I like the duck. That was a great duck.
That was a great duck.
Did you
What,
see the
your-
duck? Go Grizz's duck. I hadn't seen that duck win before.
Yeah, the Sigmund Freud duck.
Yeah, it's great. Little
That was a
Sherlock
great duck.
Holmes.
But Sherlock Holmes doesn't have the beard like that.
That's true.
He's balding with the gray beard. It's like the Sigmund Freud. But
I
he's
like
got the
it.
cigar. I don't remember if Sigmund Freud smoked cigars, but
Mm.
well, congratulations, Go Grizz. Let me know that username again. I could scan through my old notes, but let me see that username again. So you have won the Draymond 60K.
Put that Top Shot username in the chat, bro.
Yeah, bro. So yeah, I don't know. The Library commentary was just unfortunate. It made me think that, you know, he drives along the highway, and like when there's a massive car accident with like 4 cars completely totaled and on fire, he's looking out the side of his car going, "You love to see it."
You know what? So here's I think where his head was at. Because some of his follow-up tweets, I know he apologized later in the day on Twitter.
Yeah, I know.
But like, I think his head was specifically at.
I think he just had too much.
Dunking,
Like,
I think it was about. I think it was about dunking on NFT Twitter. That's been
Yeah, I
dunking
think
on
you're right.
Top Shot for a long time.
I think you're right.
And I think he saw an opportunity because ETH had dropped under $1,000 to try to dunk on these people. Because a lot of these people had said mean shit about a product that he really likes.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And I think ultimately that's where that came from. It didn't necessarily come from a place of like, oh, all you fucking assholes just lost money. Fuck yeah. I don't think
that's how it came across at first.
You know, like real life meme. You all lost money. Fuck you.
I just like thinking of all the other examples of him like cheering. You know, it's like when Batman gets his parents
Just
killed
like
in the
live-
alleyway. Like, you love to see it. There's like a librarian in the back.
Library like out here at the club, like you all lost fucking money. Yeah, it's great. No, I mean, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I think
ultimately.
Alexo agrees,
Like,
which means you're right.
yeah, because there's no way that Alexo and Library didn't have DMs yesterday about this exact thing, probably.
I don't know.
But like, love you, Alexo. Just out here catching strays out of nowhere. No, I mean, I do think I understand where that comes from. I get it. I do. And I'm not saying like I approve of it. I think it's a really fucking dumb thing to post. It's one of those things that like you might say to your friends. Like you might say something probably like, all these assholes, you know, kept dumping on Top Shot, and our product is the most stable of all of them. Like that's the more normal way of kind of like getting at those people, but to post the graphs of ETH just dropping and then being like, "Sucks for you, fucking losers. Tough shit." That's a pretty poor way of dunking on people. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
Alexa just hitting me with the eye emoji. I know I'm right, sir. So yeah, I get it. It sucks. I do think it gets us into a nice transition about what this week has been in crypto. I know that Tandy, your show isn't necessarily a This Week in Crypto. It's always been more of a Top Shot show per
Right.
se.
Right.
But obviously, as someone said earlier, inflation is coming to the metaverse, which I think is a very funny way to frame it. But it's true.
So Chef Prez wants to see the tweet. Chef Prez, this is the tweet. Love to see it. Don't care about your bags. Y'all should have put it into USDC if you were checking the scene. He hasn't been charging his battery, and there is that nasty red candle of ETH dropping below $1,000, and everyone feeling like their heart's being ripped out of their throat. And a lot of people just really didn't like it. And then he
By the
kind of
way, hold on, go up real quick. Go up. I wonder who are the 20 likes.
Oh, the 20 likes.
Who are the 20 dickheads who were like, "Yo, man,
Yeah, a lot of people.
I'm with the smoke. I'm with the smoke."
A lot of people with like Ethereum. I mean, there's a flow NFT. We know Shuckster. There's another flow NFT, but some Ethereum NFTs in here. So I don't know.
I mean, Kenny. Yeah, I mean, and then people just mad in that tweet. And then there were some follow up tweets he had as well. Hold on, fake Top Shot economist, go up. He meant to post as using his Top Shot economist account. And then people dumping on his bags, basically.
Right.
It is what it is. But there is, I will say this, there is an element of truth to what he's saying. Like, it's mean, ultimately, but like, if you weren't expecting some kind of downturn at some point, we've been saying for a long time, take profits, take profits, take profits. Like, there's no way that this was always going to stay up. Like, the idea that we're all going to make it, I get it. It's a cute phrase, Good morning.
I always
good morning,
hated
good morning.
hearing that.
I get it. It's fucking stupid. But like, I get it. I understand positive vibes. But if you weren't throughout the process taking profits along the way, I understand where he is coming from. There is an element.
Are you trying to trigger me?
What? That you didn't take profits?
I definitely didn't. I definitely was just holding on to, the ETH. I definitely did not take profits. So I am
sorry. I don't mean to trigger. Like, I'm just saying, like, it was clear at some point there's going to be a crash. I think people weren't expecting the crash to come this soon.
Yeah.
But, like any kind of big bubble, like, crashes happen.
Yep.
Now, that's not to say that product can't go up. It can. But in the moment, people have lost a lot of fucking money. And that's really sad.
Exactly.
Like, that's understandably not good. I think that it sucks. It's really disappointing for a lot of people in the community who have lost a shitload of money over the last, basically month, more or less. But it kind of is what it is at this point. I think people's bags are packed at this stage. And, I think there are questions about whether people want their exit liquidity, if they can get it. If not, people are just stuck kind of holding the L that they have at this point, unfortunately. Like, it sucks. It's not great. I've got a bunch of bags too. I've lost money in this shit.
Well, that's why you're supposed to play with the money that you can afford to lose. That's why this is like magical internet money. But those unrealized gains that you just kind of let go up in smoke definitely hurts, as I'm sure Alexo can sympathize. Just seeing what you had on paper, and then it's just like, Just takes a nice big old
I mean,
fat
if
dump.
if it makes the chat feel any better, first week that Bored Apes came out, I've said this before on stream, but I think it's very funny to me in retrospect. First week that Bored Apes came out, I went on Plunge's stream and I was like, "Yo, these Bored Apes suck. The art is fucking terrible.
I felt the same way.
Like none of this is looks particularly cool to me. I'm out. I'm out on this.
I felt the same exact way.
Could
I
have
felt
minted. Should have minted, obviously.
well, obviously, because nowadays I mint absolute bullshit, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna mint 3 of them, and whatever happens, happens. And if I had taken the same approach, but that's how life works sometimes. It's all timing, and after what Bored Apes did, a lot of shit started looking attractive.
Well, it's actually kind of funny, right? Like, do we think the top of this current NFT space was the other side mint?
That was the top. I mean, I don't know if that necessarily. I think that messed up the market in a big way when we had all these massive, like pain points. The NFT, the other side mint, all that money lost. I mean, there's so many other examples of just massive amounts of money lost, and then so I don't know if that was necessarily
As
I don't
an
know if you
aside,
can.
what's funny about that is
Yeah.
they had all that money in Ape that they basically pumped $20.
Oh, I fucked that one up too. God damn it.
And then I'm not even there yet. But here's the
Yeah.
funniest part.
God damn it.
Yuga, in their infinite wisdom, locked up all that Ape.
I saw this tweet.
And I think now it's worth like negative $52 million.
Ah, man. I mean, Library should have tweeted about that.
That would have been funnier. That would have been a funnier tweet.
I know.
But then all the apes would have gotten on him. He would have had like fucking Bored Apes coming his mention left and right.
Whatever.
That might have been worse.
It's
actually.
Twitter. Who cares?
Agreed on that. Oh, someone's saying they're gonna unfollow me. Oh no, oh fucking no. I'll still block you.
Who cares? Who cares?
Like you get a negative opinion on Twitter. Like, how often have you used the block button? Do you block people?
I usually mute people if I have to.
Yeah, you've had people be that annoying where you had to mute.
Yeah, I've definitely muted people in the past, no question.
I'm a blocker. I don't care. Like,
okay.
I think that's the better way to handle it. Like, if someone's super annoying, if I have that much real estate in their head that they keep tweeting about me, I'll block you. Fuck it.
Oh, so we have another moment to give away in a duck race.
Okay, let's do it.
This is a sick cereal, by the way. This is a triple-digit cereal of one of the probably most popular players on Top Shot. Can you guess? Who do you think it is?
Most popular players on Top Shot. Anthony Edwards?
Close.
Oh, Bruce Brown. Yeah. Free agent Bruce Brown, by the way.
That's a nice. He's a great player. I'll gladly take him. But Bruce Brown.
Shout out BABC. He's a local Mass kid.
All right. Bruce Brown. So yeah, I think Bruce Brown should come to the Celtics. But anyway, that's a 533 cereal.
See him come home.
Yeah. So that's thanks to Chef Prez. Definitely deserves another drop. So let's get those quacks in the chat. Do another little. How about one of these ones?
Have you seen the tweet that shows the development of Kawhi's laugh?
I have. I love his laugh. I love it.
I love that his laugh has changed over the years. Like, how did your laugh change that much?
I don't know, but his laugh is the best thing that exists. I love it.
Just wait till he's back next year. The Clippers, I think, will be as long as they stay healthy, which is the big if with that team. But George and Kawhi on the same team next year, I think, will be.
Yeah, they should be pretty solid considering what they did.
They're gonna be really good next year.
Yeah, without any Kawhi, and they played quite well. So let's see it. All right, everybody, let's see those quacks in the chat so we can get this duck race going.
PPE in the chat finally. Took him long enough.
There's PPE. Maybe he's on the golf course again like last time.
Yeah, he's been he's been pretty late with his streaming lately. It's very disappointing for someone who's constantly in our chats. He comes late sometimes.
Oh boy.
Very, very disappointing.
Well, somebody asked for this, so here we go.
Rohan.
Also, did you have a problem with Roham sitting courtside during the finals?
No.
I don't either. I think it's stupid that people do.
So look at Poker Pro Eric, the U.S. Open. Oh, Poker Pro, you're in Brookline, in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Okay, look at you traveling from Sacramento to Massachusetts to watch a little of the old golf.
Have you played at Brookline?
I don't know. I used to play like a little bit, so I may have played there before. But if it's like a
Great
nice
course.
course,
I haven't played there personally, but it's a great course.
then I probably have not played there. I was never like a serious golfer or anything like that.
I might play with PP at some point, even though I'm a terrible golfer.
You should.
We'll see. We'll figure it out.
All right, here we go. We got some people. We're gonna put those ducks in here. Let's see. Got to get this ready. Get those ducks in a row. Let's see. Maybe Alexa will get the Bruce Brown that he's always wanted. Oh wait, we have some more users. Hold on. Got to do this again. Yeah, that Bruce Brown could become very valuable because everyone's going to burn it.
So, we talked about burning last week. When do we think they're going to be dropping more burning announcements? I think they're going to be doing a lot more in their off season.
Yeah, I sincerely hope so. We need burning announcement. We need trade ticket announcements. We need all the kind of stuff that makes it feel that Top Shot is becoming very deflationary and really listening. And the fact that you see the other platforms doing this kind of thing, it's like, come on, guys. Like, look at UFC giving back. Look at NFL All Day fixing their shit. Like, look at these other products under the Dapper umbrella that are doing the kind of things that Top Shot needs to be doing.
I thought the all day shit was pretty interesting. To do basically give a floor if you got 3 commons. So like if you bought I think it'd be cool if for the upcoming trade tickets packs that they're going to be doing, which they announced on the podcast either this week or last week, can't remember. But basically they're going to be doing MGLian Hollows in the lottery packs. And I think it'd be really dope if, let's say the lottery packs are 10 trade tickets. You get $5 in Dapper back.
No, that whatever they can do, like I've been like saying this for so long, whatever they can do to just reward the user base, make it like no brainer. Make it such a no-brainer that you go on Twitter and you're like, oh man, this is so freaking cool. Because if it's like a razor thin margin pack, or if it's some low circulation pack that 90% of the user base misses out on, or like those aren't going to result in big expositions of like positivity on Twitter.
What do you think the TSS is going to be for the finals
for the legendary pack?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably gonna be pretty damn high. It's probably
especially considering they committed to having higher TSS scores.
Because for Magic, what was it? 150?
Yeah.
So I would say it's going to be at least 200
for the priority tier.
Yeah, maybe 250 even.
Yeah. Do you think they'll do 3 Qs?
Yeah, I don't see why. Unless it's just such a small amount of packs, then maybe not.
I mean, there's 75 min count, so I think they said I can check as we're pulling it up as we're doing the duck race, but let's see how many packs they're going to have. They're going to have 9 moments per pack. There are going to be multiple Qs. There's going to be 3 Qs. And they haven't announced the airdrops yet, so yeah. We're still 3 days away, and we have no idea what they want to do on TSS, which is kind of weird, but also makes sense given the reaction to the Magic thing.
Right. Well, I just hope it's not the same thing that happened last time where someone gifts somebody 200,000 TSS on the same day and they get them in. Like,
do we know if that Did that magic moment sell? Did someone put it on the marketplace?
I haven't been looking. I don't know.
Anyway, let's run this.
Oh, we keep having like another extra person every time I go look. So let me go
I
to
would
this again.
I would just run it.
No, I can't do that to the person. Or can't do it.
I'm more ruthless than you, Tandy.
Yeah,
That's what
I'm
it comes
not.
down to.
I can't. It hurts me to see like that number go up, and then I don't include them in there. Oh geez, happened again. So, by the way, Mike, do you watch Stranger Things?
I've not watched season 4 yet. No.
Oof, I loved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was so much fun.
I've
That
my plan is I need to watch that, and I need to watch the next episode of Obi-Wan, and then I also need to catch up on The Boys.
okay.
The new season of The Boys just came out. Did you watch The Boys?
I watched a little bit of it. I wasn't quite as into it. But
So
Stranger
good.
Things I love.
Oh, dude, The Boys. There are levels to this. The Boys is way better than Stranger Things, in my humble opinion. But that's just me.
Well,
Let's start the race.
that's the beauty of subjectivity.
It is.
Or else no one would ever get tickets to their favorite shows if that was the
This
case.
is
All right,
true.
so here we go. On your mark, get set. Poker Pro from the golf course with an early lead.
gonna
Alexo
lose.
again with the number one. How rigged is this? How rigged
God.
is it that Alexo's number one again?
You know what's also rigged? That I'm a clown, apparently.
I think that says something. You're lucky number 13.
And I'm winning. That means I'm going to lose.
You're in clown makeup. Mike G though with the naked duck going real fast. A lot of nice gliding on Mike G's part, but
So
gets rugged.
I think it's going to be Dr. Dunk.
Okay.
I think Dr. Dunks is going to win here.
I don't even see where Dr. Oh, here he is over there with the do-rag.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph with the mohawk, Martin 23 Kings with the Corona mask on. Here, but Arovian, look at Arovian picking up speed. Go Grizz. Is Go Grizz going to take another one? Are we going to allow Go Grizz to win a second one?
No, we re-rolled it, or Dr. Dunks wins. Arovian's going to win.
Arovian wins. Congratulations to Arovian. Arovian, you just won a really low serial Bruce Brown moment. Congratulations.
How low?
533.
Is it as low? That's higher than his shooting percentage, so that's a win.
Well, I think that's higher than most people's shooting percentage.
Well, I was going 53.3%.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, congratulations, Arovian. Let's look at the final. Here
I
we
finished
go.
5th.
Go Grizz almost won again. Incredible. Dr. Dunks. There's Alexo at number 4. Weisberg again, though. In the running.
Creeping in that clown outfit.
A lot of creeping going on. Congratulations, Arovian. So what were we talking about a second ago? Yeah, Stranger Things. You got to watch Stranger Things. So good.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch season 4. I'm pumped for it. The other thing with Stranger Things that's weird is those kids are getting older, and it's like to a certain extent with them, how much longer can the show go?
No, but they're in like I think they're in middle school or high school. They're in high school, so I'm cool with it.
Okay. Are they like middle of high school now, or are they like? Is this a Spider-Man Far From Home situation where now they're in their senior year?
No, they're not in their senior year. I don't think. I don't know, but the one kid plays on the basketball team, and he actually wears number 8 in honor of Kobe, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's actually pretty dope.
All right, Arovian, I got you there. So yeah, it's just a really fun season. A lot of tense, thrilling storylines, kind of all happening at the same time. And the bad guy is just such a badass, and like the way he kills people is just so cool to watch. I mean, it's if Library saw these people getting killed, he'd be like, "I love it."
It's I've heard this is like their Game of Thrones season, is the way they've described it.
Really? And what?
Yeah.
I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but in what way? I know like Game of Thrones is very
Just like
violent.
surprise kills, violence, that kind of thing.
Well, I can't.
Game of Thrones is like the thing that I loved about Thrones is, by the way, if you haven't seen that show, you should. It's epic.
Mm-hmm.
The last season is not great, but the show itself is phenomenal, and it is all about killing off characters you love the entire time. Like that is the core genesis of the show. If there is someone who you like on the show, they're probably going to die at some point. That's just the way it works. It's great.
I'm a sadist. No, like
Tandy is a sadist, man. Look, you see that hair with the glasses, even his current headphones. I don't know, man. Pretty sketchy guy. Pretty sketchy guy. I
that,
don't know.
I mean, what does that even mean?
I don't
Isn't a
know. I don't
sadist
know.
someone who loves violence?
Yes.
Geez, especially sexual gratification. Come on now, from inflicting pain or humiliation on others. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I could agree with that take.
I don't know, man. Put the lotion in the basket.
Oh man,
Um,
so Bedouin's gonna go visit the where they like film Game of Thrones, but he hasn't watched it yet.
yeah, it's a great show. I really really enjoyed it. The last season was a little rushed because the two lead writers were going to go work on a Disney show. Like they were actually going to work on one of the new Star Wars shows, and the reception was so bad to the last season that the heads of Disney and were like, "No, we're actually going to cancel your ability to film this show." So
Which
good luck.
show? I was reading the comments. Which show?
So they were going to film a Star Wars show, an
A
unnamed
Star
Star
Wars
Wars show.
show.
Mm-hmm. They were going to film an unnamed Star Wars show, and or some kind of property. And the head of Disney, Kathleen Kennedy, was like, "Yeah, we're going to go a different direction." So
Because of what?
because of how poorly the last season of Game of Thrones was
Oh, because they
received.
wanted the Game of Thrones guys to do it.
Yes,
Oh, I got
yes.
it.
Better Call Saul is phenomenal.
See, that's the thing. I started watching Better Call Saul. I watched like the first 4 episodes of the first season, but a long time ago. And so
It takes a while.
the other day when I finished watching Stranger Things, I'm like, oh, I want to watch something else, and I started that show again. But I think like it's been too long. Like I need someone to like get me up to speed again. Because I remember the episodes that I saw, he was talking to like his brother who was like allergic to the sun or something, and that's what I vaguely remember. Like his
So
brother has
it gets like much like Breaking Bad. There's time in those episodes where it takes a little while for it to grow on you for like the strands of this book to come together. It takes a little bit.
yeah, Coco
You know,
Melon. Dr. Dunks knows this. This is true. I agree. Coco
have not
Melon.
watched that show. Dark is fucked up, Eric Fernandez. That is a deeply disturbing show.
It's pretty good. I watched up until it got way too confusing. Like I think I
Yeah.
watched the first 2 seasons and it was so confusing that after like every episode I literally had to go read a blog, and the blog had like screen caps. Oh, this is what who the person is and this is what they are when they're older, and I'm like, this is too much homework. Like I can't watch this show anymore. I'm not smart enough for that show.
Yeah, my little brother, I spoke to my little brother yesterday. He told me to go watch this show on Hulu called The Old Man. And I trust he watches a lot of content.
Okay.
He's a firefighter locally, but like outside of his actual job, he just watches a ton of content.
See, look at these guys. We got some smart people in the chat. I like
Yeah,
it.
Dark.
I like that my chat attracts smart people because
I
Dark
mean,
is
this look, you have smart people on the show. You got smart people in the chat. Like it's not hard, Tandy. You just attract smart people. It
By
is
the
what
way,
it
can we talk about Ted Lasso for a second? Did you watch Ted Lasso?
is. 1 and 2, yes, absolutely.
So help me out on this one as well, because I probably have a take that people aren't going to like, which is I watched a few episodes of Ted Lasso, like 4 or 5 episodes.
Oh,
For
season
me,
1 or season 2?
season 1. It just feels very like feel good. It's like, is that what this show is?
No. It gets dark at times.
does?
It gets real fucking dark.
All right.
I'm not going to spoil why there are elements of Ted Lasso that get dark. Yes, ultimately it is a wholesome, feel good show. Dr. Dunks, that's true. We're not
I just attract smart males.
we're not the most beautiful people. I'll tell you that much right now.
Oh boy.
I mean that's most of NFC Twitter generally. But yeah.
Oh, now I'm curious. Martin, what are you playing? You talking about like video games? Or you talking about like chess and checkers?
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Dunks is right. It gets dark with some mental health
So
stuff.
Alexo's saying that Better Call Saul gets to the level of Breaking Bad, where you're like literally on the edge of your seat constantly.
Well, it basically, because it's a prequel, it's reaching towards where Breaking Bad is.
Mm.
So as the screenwriting gets tighter and tighter, and as the story develops more and more, Better Call Saul deep dives into stuff where you're just like, we're going here, and some of the characters return as well, which is cool.
Okay.
You know that they'll make some.
Winning Time, by the way, I watched the first couple episode of Winning Time. I didn't love it. I didn't like the way that they like talk into the camera. They break the third. What's it called? The third.
break their wall. Do one of these.
Yeah, I don't like shows that do that very much. And like The
Why
Office does that
not?
too.
I love breaking the third wall.
I don't like that
Like,
very much.
you know, I feel like we do that all the time when we reference the chat occasionally. We're just, we're having a one-on-one conversation, then we see something
Yeah,
in
but
the chat
this is a
that breaks us. It's the same concept. You're doing the same thing. You're acknowledging the thing that technically you're not really supposed to acknowledge. Like, that's the thing with breaking the third wall, is you're basically just pointing to the camera and being like, you guys are seeing the same thing I'm seeing. Like, it's the same thing.
I guess.
There's just more of an expectation in a Twitch or YouTube setting to do so.
Exactly. That's
concept.
the whole. But that's the whole point. No one's watching this for like a scripted, beautifully shot show, and then all of a sudden someone looks at the chat. Like, that would be weird. Breaking the third rail, or is rail the name of a show? I don't know.
Third rail, fourth wall.
American streaming from Portugal at midnight talking basketball NFTs. How do you expect to attract normal people? That's a fair comment. The fourth wall. I thought there was a third. How many walls are there? 4 walls. Okay, you're breaking the fourth wall. South Park, of course. It's a great show.
Obviously, yes. Deadpool can hear you. Be careful.
Yeah. So
That is
from
what-
now on, it's the third wall. In this stream, it's the third wall.
You know what you should do? You should just for one of your clips, just have like little clips of different people in movies talking to the camera. Just one of those for no reason, just to drop it randomly. Like, you're about to sneeze, you just have that there.
Just people in shows looking at the camera.
I mean, there's the most classic, which is Matthew Broderick, right? That's
right.
The classic
Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, you looking at him. You're still here. Why are you still here? Dr. Dubs, Web 5, absolutely. Yeah, man, there's a lot of good content on right now. Have you watched Obi-Wan yet?
No, I'm not really a big Star Wars guy. My buddy told me like the Mandalorian is incredibly good.
Mandalorian's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I just
enjoyed that.
I never got into Star Wars. I never got into it as a young kid. I never watched the movies, and then
never watched the movies.
No, I never watched the movies, and then it was like Jar Jar Binks, and like I just didn't care. And
then, look, there are issues with the prequel. Sure, the third prequel is actually pretty good. Misa Jar Jar Binks. Misa don't care.
I think you should do a stream and just talk like Jar Jar Binks the whole time.
Misa Poker Pro Eric. This is how Poker Pro Eric talks.
People would really love this, Mike. I think you're going to attract.
This is a content that attracts beautiful people.
Yeah. I think all the beautiful people are definitely leaving. Any beautiful people are leaving right now.
No, they're all just appalled, and my Twitter feed's about to blow up.
Hate mail incoming.
Oh, absolutely! I'm ready just to put that block button out, baby, right now.
See, this is why me and Gobbler have this in common. We don't watch Star Wars.
I'm taking away my like. Yeah, look.
Put in the dislike.
Put in the dislike. Let's get some dislikes in the chat.
Yeah, we need to get those dislikes up.
Get those dislikes up, baby.
Get those dislikes up. Get those unsubscribes going. Let's go.
Have you crossed 1,000 yet, by the way?
I don't know. Let's check. I feel like I'm very close.
You're 3 away. You're 997.
Which is too bad, because I think I got a notification today that someone subbed. So like someone unsubbed. I think someone may have just unsubbed.
You're so close to actually generating revenue from your channel. For those that don't know, by the way.
Not much revenue, but yes.
For the 32 people watching in the chat right now, if you haven't subbed yet, go fucking subscribe so your favorite content creators can make a little bit of money. I fully expect Randall to be traded, by the way. He definitely will be dealt this offseason, I feel like. You look,
doing the best.
So Boudwin, the way that works is once he passes 1,000 subscriptions, he can actually do memberships and do premium subscriptions. Um, along with, I mean, there's like tons of ways that you can create digital revenue. YouTube isn't necessarily great for it per se. And to be clear, Tandy and I have talked about this stuff off stream, so this is not a surprise to Tandy at all. Oh, by the way, speaking of this, did you see the AG OnlyFans thing
I
this
did.
week?
I did.
Oh man, that was so good. The back and forth on that was peak AG. I know we're like an hour and a half in. Can we talk AG for a second? Well,
Sure.
what a week that man has had. Whew.
Just because of that OnlyFans tweet?
No.
Oh, the tweet before when he caught a lot of flack, right? He was like,
Yeah,
he was
what
going
was that?
after. Well, we talked about that last week, I think, where he was going after. Who was he going after again? Someone on Top Shot.
Oh, Dumbo. It was a Dumbo thing.
Yeah, he was going after Dumbo.
That's the Dumbo. Yeah, it just he goes from the Dumbo thing to the OnlyFans thing. Like, don't get me wrong, dude gets engagement.
That's why AG's like entertaining. AG has been on the stream, and then he was supposed to come on a second time, and he hasn't been on yet. We just couldn't make it work yet.
He's ghosted
One day,
you. It's fine.
one day. He's too busy
I'm
describing that
excited.
OnlyFans.
That $20 OnlyFans, some random like Instagram girl who he's like, don't even, what are we doing?
Hey, listen, what can you do? My mind's always blown away though by how much money these women make, and it just like it's crazy. It tells you a lot about how much people will pay to have like an emotional connection to somebody that's showing you their boobies, because there's plenty of boobies online. You can find as many boobies as you need a click
for
away.
free. For free.
Right, exactly. But you don't have an emotional connection to those boobies.
Well, so
this
gets into parasocial relationships. Didn't expect to drop into this an hour and a half into a Top Shot stream, but
yeah, this has a lot to do with Top Shot and Dapper Labs.
Right. So parasocial relationships are a funny thing, right?
Parasocial.
Yeah. So it's basically the concept of like if you are a streamer, for example, and this is like pretty well known in like the gaming spaces. We've seen this quite a bit.
Okay.
People who are like very high level streamers who get involved with fans.
Fans
because there are these power dynamics.
Between there was a boobies NFT.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
there are multiple, by the way.
There are booby NFTs, there are dick NFTs, there are lots of different body parts as NFTs.
Yeah. This is also true.
Right. This is fair. But there are situations where people have taken advantage of being a well-known streamer.
I mean, that's like the whole story in the book, Mike. Like every celebrity of all kinds take advantage of this.
Right, but the difference here is because people have an emotional connection through streaming and through being in the chat, they feel more emotionally connected than they may necessarily through like watching someone who's in a movie, who's in a TV show. Like there's a much more intimate conversation between us and the 30 people in the chat, right? Yeah. Like that's a real thing. They feel an intimate connection. They may feel like they know us on some level. And like there is an element of both who I am on streams and who I am on Twitter that are like elements of my personality, but may not necessarily be like broadly who I am. Or even like when you're talking with bigger streamers, like Dr. Disrespect is a whole fucking personality. Mm-hmm. But he also cheated on his wife with a fan. Like,
oh, really?
So like there are weird things about this space that are particularly unique. And I'm not just talking about Top Shot or Dapper or any of that stuff. I'm talking about streaming broadly. That create really weird power dynamics and really create situations that can be taken advantage of in a really fucked up way. So yeah, it's interesting. Like I do think that's a real like thing in the space that, you know, people have addressed over the last couple of years as streaming has become blown up to where it is from a pure revenue perspective. People are making millions of dollars in streaming, but like the nature of those relationships are interesting to me, and how those relationships work. And in some ways, they're super positive, right? Like I went to a Warriors event for the Mav series, and someone walked up to me and they were like, "Hey, man, you Mike Weisberg?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah."
And then
And
they
they were
fell
like,
in love with you.
Well, no, not that. That would be very funny. No, they were like, no, they were like, "Hey, man, I really like your content. Your shit's fucking dope." And I was like, "Thank you. That's awesome." Like, it's weird to see, like, you have these relationships on Twitter, and on stream, and that's cool. But it's also like really interesting, like where, like how and why these things get like either misconstrued or like blatantly take advantage of it. Um, I'm about to have a stroke. Goddamn. I'm about to have a stroke. Oh, oh. See, that's just mean.
All right,
Eric
so
Fernandez. That was.
I'm really loving the chat
Oh
tonight, man.
man,
Some serious
the chat
fire.
is on fire. But Tanny, you understand where I'm coming from, like with these kind of parasocial relationships, where it's like it's a real problem in some ways in the space, and that like people can get in a really weird space, either from people really liking you too much in some ways, or hating you too much, or like people can take advantage of the power of being a streamer. Like it is fundamentally unique versus being a traditional celebrity, which I think is like I wouldn't say it's necessarily a per se a full on problem, but it's definitely like a quirk within the space at a bare minimum.
Yeah. There's actually a series on Hulu that my friend told me about the other day called The Deep End, which is kind of about something like this. It's about some like positive thinking guru on the internet that creates like a cult. And
Yep.
if there's one thing I like, it's cult documentaries. So I'll
I
definitely be
we
watching that.
speaking of which, Community. Go.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, geez, now I'm gonna be late on this one. Here we go.
We love the community.
And people are also talking a lot about Roham in the chat. So
Rohan.
I also think that's always very weird, the Roham stuff. Like there's an idolization there that's very odd to me. I know it's all jokes, but there's like a tiny element of that where there's like a culty figure to it, which is what the joke is in the video. But there is like an element of that that's fundamentally weird, right? Am I wrong?
no, you're not wrong. But the man did create a blockchain to compete against Ethereum for gas reasons and succeeded and created a massive platform and a massive partnerships. And the only thing is we are still in beta.
Beta.
I agree with Dr. Dogs. You're exactly like a celebrity, but you have literally one or two groupies.
Yeah.
Or
And they're nerdy guys.
yeah. I mean, you know whose DMs I think would just be a fucking horror show would be someone like Gina.
Oh
Like,
yeah, of course.
I wonder how many PPE DMs she's gotten. It's probably a lot. Probably a lot.
No,
PPE just catching strays today, bro. Love you, PPE.
Oh, so he's
I mean, Steph.
Yeah, I would think
I would say the Steph 3 where he's falling away. I think that's the one.
or
In game
Bielica.
4.
What's his name again?
Bielitsa.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Bielitsa. Eric Fernandez.
By the way, when NFT merch marketplace that they were saying that was going to happen by summer. Cool. That hasn't happened.
Yeah,
The trade ticket marketplace,
we definitely
or the app that I know is being fucking been in beta for a while.
we definitely need those things. We need a lot of things. We just need anything that makes the people who continually just stick by all this feel really happy and rewarded. That's what we need more than anything. Whatever that is, we just need that. I mean, When they nail that, it'll make a huge difference. But it needs to happen.
Then I realized he didn't even know what the fuck Top Shot was. It's great. It's great.
Who's he?
I think he was talking about Roham,
Okay.
which is not true. Yeah, Curry's definitely going to be the Challenge Award. I actually think that. So I think it's an interesting point before we wrapped up about how they structure the packs, right?
Okay.
So Tatum will probably be the best player that's not the Challenge Award, I would assume. Right?
He's not going to be a Challenge Award?
No. I don't think Tatum. I think Curry is going to be the Challenge Award.
There's only going to be one Challenge Award, right?
It'll be Curry. It has
So
to
if
be.
it's only one, it'll be Curry. If it's two, it'll be Tatum. Or maybe Jalen.
No. I think there'll only be one Challenge Award. I just think the interesting thing about this is, let's say Curry is the Challenge Award, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means the best player remaining will likely be Tatum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where does his finals legendary land?
I mean, that's a good question. If we go, I mean, I'll share this tab. If we go look at last year's
had better players and better moments.
Well,
so Jordan Poole gets one for his half court shot, depending on which one.
I mean, this is actually pretty optimistic for people. If you look at Pat Connaughton is going for $1,000.
More than I fucking flipped him for at the time, but keep going.
He's going for more than Chris Middleton? Interesting. Is it just because it's so illiquid that like?
Yes, that's the only thing that it has to be.
Oh, wait. DeAndre Ayton is going 630. What's going on with these values right now? What is going on right now?
I'll take a look too. Here, share my. I'll share.
Oh, I didn't realize I wasn't sharing my screen.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Sorry.
Fucking amateur hour.
Amateur hour, I know. So yeah, there you go.
Guy gets mad about people going fourth wall, and he can't even share his screen.
I know, but Pat Connaughton at $1,000, and meanwhile DeAndre Ayton is at 630. Somebody make that make sense for me.
I can't. I mean, big men get disrespected. That's what that comes down to.
That makes no sense. I mean, that's DeAndre Ayton.
How many are up for sale? I think is the other question. 28 for sale of Ayton. Maybe there's more diamond hand buck holders.
That's possible.
20 for sale. So there's 8 more for sale of Ayton. That's the difference.
So yeah, I mean, when you look at this, granted, these are not exactly the same situation here. This is a higher mint count as well. These are 120 when we're going to be seeing 75. But I mean, you look at Devin Booker, let's say, he's 1425. I mean, Tatum should be at the very least that much. I would imagine more than that. Yeah, so Devin Booker, losing team, probably biggest name on the losing team at 1425. And then you probably make it higher because of it's going to be in a challenge and because it's a smaller mint count. So I think
make this make sense. He actually, Connaughton has a higher lower ass than Chris Middleton.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I did see that. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, I would say that the Tatum, if you're asking me to imagine what that will go for, I would imagine it would have to go for probably like 2,200, 2,500, somewhere in that range, 22 to 2,500 if I had to guess.
Okay, so if that's the case, the low ask is probably going to be like 650, 700 for like Al Horford.
Should still be higher because of the mint count, but you still don't know what to expect with this market.
People are going to undercut like hell. So,
but why didn't people do that on the Magic Moments? I mean, the Magic Moments, other than the lowest one, are still doing okay.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I do want to see if so 305. So they've dropped $100 on the lowest mid count.
Yeah,
475. So you're still making money on the 499.
And then the other one's like $2,000 something, and the other one's like $7,000 something, right?
Yeah, the lowest mint count, legendary, by the way. The jersey number. Let's see if the jersey number's for sale yet. It is not. Which is interesting to me.
Wait, so hold on. Why is Pat Connaughton a challenge spec?
Oh, it is.
What?
By the way, the jersey number is for sale. It's 300K.
Top Shot Tesla. I need, I think, three more
more.
subs.
And that also gives you the ability to get rated too.
Rated?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
So in Twitch, you can have raids, meaning like you can
raids,
not rated, like
SWAT team.
like people can come into your chat from another stream.
So YouTube has that?
They just announced that ability recently in the last couple months. Yeah,
interesting.
It just isn't used very often because YouTube streaming is like there are a couple like big picture issues with YouTube in terms of streaming live. The big one is memberships, like gifted memberships. They just announced, which is huge, similar to gifted subs, but they don't have the same. The best way I'd frame it is like mentality.
Appreciate
they
that.
just they don't have the same mentality as Twitch does in terms of gifted subs and hype trains and doing all the things that create good environments for people to want to sub to your stream.
Yeah, we need lots of flashing crazy things happening all over the screen. That's what people want to watch.
There is a gamification element to Twitch chat that YouTube just hasn't figured out yet. And they'll get there, but I think from a financial point of view, like there's some pretty big streamers that went from Twitch to YouTube that lost like $200,000 this year. Whoa. Alpha Gaming, like I know he just posted a video on this. He lost 150K.
Wow.
Over the last year, going from Twitch to YouTube. A lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
But hey, Library probably would have dunked on him too. So
Library would have been laughing and saying, "Take that L, brother."
Yeah, right. Would have been like, "Oh, you lost 150K. Buy some more Top Shot moments."
Oh man. All right. Well, I think that just about does it. We'll play a couple of videos for the fans. How about a little furry video? That's a Wolfpack video. It's your favorite, Mike.
Oh yeah, those are my guys, bro. Fuck out of here.
Do another Kawhi. Do a little. I think you should leave.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Chef Prez, you have more freedom as a streamer on YouTube than on Twitch. I don't think that's the case. And Twitch just upped their revenue for affiliates, which is nice. Jumped it up to another 55%, which is cool. But that is neither here nor there.
Oh, Twitch upped the revenue percentages?
Yeah. For partners. I'm an affiliate, so that doesn't fully affect me. I get like a smaller bump, but yeah.
One more sub. If there's anyone on this stream right now that hasn't subbed, go ahead and do it.
I have an idea.
What if I just keep this stream going until someone subs? We'll just be here waiting like this.
I got you. You know what I'm doing? Right. I'm subscribing from the OTB YouTube, which I don't actually use right now because we have the OTB B2B YouTube, so that should work for you.
All right. We'll get that going. Oh, we're gonna get some unsubs going now.
God damn it, perfect cereal.
I respect it.
The hustle's real out here, right?
Oh man. Yeah, go sub, guys. Let's see where we're at.
We're
at 1,000. Was that because of you now, Mike?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, we hit 1,000. So let the Twitch confetti fall. We need some special videos now. Unsubbed and blocked. Let's see.
Alexa, I just muted you for that. So you know.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say to Alexa.
Tell me why.
Oh, sorry, I was vibing, dog.
I know we gotta keep it light, or else YouTube like gets rid of the video.
1,000 sub giveaway, bro.
You know what? Some of my yes videos. One of my yes videos was a Stephen Curry video. I feel like I have to change that. This is one of my like celebratory videos. and now that just hurts to watch. Now I can't enjoy it.
It'll hurt less with time. When the Celtics win multiple titles, the Spanish loss will hurt less with time.
I know, but I also have this.
I was
I also have this one, and I also have this one.
That is correct.
great Chris Farley scene. All right,
Yeah.
to the goat.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm.
What else, Mike?
I mean, there's 10,000 things we can talk about. You know.
No, I gotta go to bed.
Oh,
It's
you want,
late.
me, you want me to read you a bedtime story? Like, what are we doing
Actually,
here?
that'd be nice. Like we could do like the judge. I'll go lie down and I'll put my speaker on. And you can just read me tell me a nice. Oh,
You know what's
man.
fun is I'll reveal some real life stuff about myself. I'm actually into children's books as a kid.
Hold on. Let's rewind that real quick.
Yep.
You're into. You just said at the end. You said as a kid.
So as a kid. So
Yeah.
my aunt is an author, a children's author, and
Okay.
she has 2 photo books, and they're actually about 2 adventures that me and my younger brother went on.
Oh, got
One
it. You are
is-
in the actual books.
Yes, so I'm physically in the books. So
Got it.
one is called The Frog Hunt.
The Frog Hunt.
Yeah, it's by my aunt Sandra Jordan.
Okay.
The books are out of print now, but you can buy them on Amazon. And it's about the story of me and my younger brother.
How do you know? How do you know that you're not still in a book right now, and this isn't some like Matrix shit?
It could be. You never know.
You know, like you're gonna turn off the computer and you're gonna be hunting for frogs.
Yeah, right. And then the other one is called Christmas Tree Farm, which is our family adventure of buying a Christmas tree that year. And both sold really well. They did well. I'm not in the Christmas Tree Farm one as much because I was being a snotty brain little kid who didn't want to get my photos taken. But I'm in there like 2 or 3 photos. But the Frog Hunt one, I'm in a lot.
Yeah. Got it. We got literary legends. We got Mike and the no good, horrible, no good, very bad day.
Yeah.
Don't let Mike get froggy. Yeah, I agree.
True,
so
true.
I guess so. This is a good question here. What are predictions for this week? I will start. I think we absolutely will get a Vegas a news this week because of that.
I mean, I think that's happening. We know that's happening. I mean, like I'm not in the creator Discord, but we know that it's happening.
Yeah.
Zakarian let the cat out of that bag earlier this week. So,
well, I am in the Discord, and I don't think it was like 100%, but it did seem like that they were.
I guess they like made mentions of it happening, basically.
Right.
But yeah, I would assume, given that we're a month away.
I just checked into the content creator Discord. I guess there's going to be some more packs, so I just hit that emoji.
More packs to give away.
Yeah, more packs. I don't know how many, but they're going to be. Well, I think you can share, but they have this Doris Burke thing happening right now where they're going to Doris Burke is going to commentate on you like missing a jump shot at your rec gym, and then they want to like boost awareness of that.
Yeah, that's the. Do you see the Chewy one?
Yeah, that was pretty good. I like the Chewy one. Did you ever use this line, Mike, when you're trying to like talk to a nice lady?
No.
You should. You absolutely should.
That's never been be like, hey, you into children's books? You know, like. So I was actually in a children's book. Like it's a funny anecdote. Like I can use that in a conversation, like when you're deeper into that relationship. Be like, oh yeah, I was in a children's book like one point in my life.
But I definitely like starting with it.
You know what? It'd be a fun adventure. Like that'd be a fun opening line.
Like, hey, you can say, hey, what's your favorite children's book? I think that's a fair one. But if you say,
you could be like, hey, what's your favorite children's book? And I'd be like, I don't fucking know. Like Cat in the Hat?
Caterpillar, Hungry Caterpillar.
Right? Be like, you ever read Frog Hunt? I'm in that book.
I know.
Can I buy you a drink?
Yeah, you take the book out.
Then the girl like fucking Googles it and shit.
Can I
And
read
she
this?
see
Can I read this book to you right now? And
well,
be
the
like,
worst part is I'm not
it's
even
called
on the
it's
cover.
called Frog Hunt.
My little brother's on the cover, which has always bothered me. Like, it's so annoying that he got the cover and I didn't. Like, I was kind
Oh,
of jealous as a kid.
yeah.
But to be fair, my little brother is like a way better looking guy than I am. Like, full admission, I'm it is what it is. Some dudes got the genes, some don't.
Yeah.
So he got the looks in the family. It is what it is.
Well, I have a side eye video to listen. What happens? Can we still talk through this? This is like a no audio video.
Oh, we can. We absolutely can.
Interesting. So we can just play the side eye video and then continually talk. I need more videos like this.
You know what? You know what I think people should make use more of in their I think it'd be very funny in your intro as an aside if you talk through moments of the intro, kind of similar to what the Moment Ranks guys do.
Moments in
Like,
the intro?
yeah, so like the Moment Ranks guys, they like for their intro, you actually hear like Seth like yell like we're about to begin, like
When
just
the
like
music's playing.
yeah.
See, that's the thing. This one doesn't support that.
I think it'd be
Or
very
maybe
funny.
it does. Hold on. Let me see something real
Let's
quick.
try
I think
this.
it does. I can unmute myself here.
Yeah, you can definitely unmute yourself.
So let's see.
Can
Hey
we talk through
everybody,
this?
who likes chocolate milk? I like chocolate milk. Have you guys ever read The Hunt for the Frog? It's a great book.
Actually, have you read The Frog Hunt? It's great. It's fantastic.
I like it.
Top
deep
shot.
threat- You say
I'm
you're
not that ugly.
ugly.
Hey, look, that's the best compliment I've heard all week. Not that ugly. I really appreciate. That's gonna be. So I'm just gonna put that one on my wall and just hang that one up. I don't even have to go for a walk or
That'll
work
be like
out
the
this
Ted,
today.
the Ted Lasso thing. You're not that ugly.
You're
Slap
not.
that.
You're not that ugly.
Yeah. Yeah.
As Siri just hit me up, being like, it actually just said you're not that ugly. It's great. It's great. Yeah. Why don't you interview Roham now that you've hit 1,000 subs?
It's a good idea.
Hit the creator Discord and be like, hey, Dumbo, can I get that Roham interview?
Yeah, give me that Roham video.
I know he's on CNBC, but we can make this work.
Yeah, I want to hear about sitting front court. I want to hear about the yacht, Diplo. I want to hear all about that stuff.
I mean, look, I actually think if he responded about the Diplo thing, that would actually be pretty funny. Like, I would be intrigued to see what he would say about that. And just since people were asking in the chat, I'll pull this up just because I have it in front of me now.
All right, final clip because I gotta go to bed.
Look at this. Look at that little adorable little kid.
Oh, we got the Frog Hunt.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, let's take a look. The Frog Hunt. Got a rating on there. Is that a drawing of your brother or is that a photo?
No, it's an actual photo. It's a full photo book.
Okay, nice.
32 pages.
Nice and short. I like a 32-page book.
Front to end.
Should we do some Twitter giveaways for copies of the Frog Hunt?
That would be very funny. That would be a hilarious troll. And then my aunt would be like, "Why am I getting all of these sales of the book? The book is sold like 15 times, but it's not going to families. It's going to random dudes."
Yeah, we should just convince everyone that Gary V ripped her off, and then everyone will support her.
I mean, that would be very funny if we did a Gary V style giveaway. Just be like, buy hundreds of these books, buy my worthless NFTs.
That's a great idea.
That's
another one. That's another
one. How
many
many books do you think he sold? Millions off that?
I bought a bunch because my wife wanted to do it, and then I got the V Friend 2 version 2. Oh, I got the thing, but all those sales though, like I sold the little crappy looking NFTs of like the picture frames, and I held that in ETH. So RIP me. I didn't change any of that shit to US dollars. So
how high did you get offers? Like decent offers on it?
No, but the V Friend Series 2 that I was lucky enough to get one, and I was super psyched to get one. They were going unrevealed for 1 ETH back when 1 ETH was worth like probably $3,000. So I feel great right now.
$5.99, not bad. Frog Hunter, Josh Smith, TSD.
Is this true?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that Dr. Dunk's is telling the truth here.
Yes, that is very. If it, he might not be. You know?
I mean, if
I
you
appreciate a
did,
good troll.
Dr. Dunks, if that's true, we definitely
Post it
need
on
a
Twitter,
photo.
dog.
Yeah, we
Post
need
it on Twitter.
we need to post on Twitter, Dr. Dunks.
Post on Twitter. CC me. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Brad Clayton.
It's in Reno, Nevada. It's at the old what's it called? The Cowboy Saloon.
The Golden Nugget. It's at the Golden Nugget.
Yeah.
The Golden Nugget. Always a good time.
It's at the back corner of the buffet at the MGM.
Yeah, look. The venue I know has been booked. But I'm gonna wait till they officially announce something this week.
All right, cool.
So.
All right, well, everybody, thank you for tuning in. We definitely went a little bit beyond NBA Top Shot tonight, but I think that's more fun anyhow. Who wants to just talk about
we went
Top Shot?
judge level weird, which I
Yeah, I mean to me that's more fun. I like going a little weird. So thank you all. Thank you for getting us to 1,000. We'll see how many unsubscribes we get now. But appreciate you all. And Mike, have a good rest of your day, and we'll chat again soon.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Static Selector.